grab your big book, your pen, your highlighter, and notepad and get ready to hear and apply some of the solution from the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous through the experience, strength, and hope of Nikki M. To have a question addressed in a future episode of Noodle It Out with Nikki, please send an email to noodlewithnikki@gmail.com, and Nikki is spelled with 2 Ks. To get a more interactive experience with Nikki as she noodles out life and recovery questions using the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, you can get a link to her weekly Noodle It Out with Nikki meeting held live on Zoom every Monday morning at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. The information to that meeting is in the show notes of this podcast.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nikki M, an intelligent agent spearhead of God's ever-advancing creation. And I'm just so grateful as you just took us down memory lane for so much and all that has grown and all that's happened in this spirit world that you and I have entered into, Justin. And you're right. You see a lot of me. And I do see the record button going, because last time I was here, we didn't record. I mean, and God worked that out for us. And it's like my internet, I just was like, we've been here before on the internet. So we're just really in the spirit world, trusting everything right now. I also want to say that I suffer the disease of alcoholism. So if anyone's listening, that's why I qualify to speak on this Reco12 recovery. And I'm a part of this beautiful fellowship and many other families and fellowships. And I'm really in the rooms of all addictions and afflictions, because our big book does say that. Again, every time I speak, I have a frog that wants to visit me in my throat. So he's here with me today too. And excuse me, clearing my throat. But I'm in every room. And why? I didn't want it that way, Justin. I entered as, if you hear Justin, you said I've got so many speaker tapes. I was like, how the big book saved a sex and love addict's life, because that's literally how I identify. But I came in to the rooms through Al-Anon, because I was trying to save a person from alcoholism. And I realized I'm the one with the problem. The exact instructions of the big book we've made a tape on, Justin. And those exact instructions got me to the promises, got me to creating the fellowship I crave. All of this is out there on the Reco12 family, and see where religious people are right. And that obviously leads us into this journey of what our topic is today is, let me read it. It's in our big book, our Bible for Survival, page 84, which is, we have entered, and it says we. So I see a lot of my friends on here. Thank you, family, friends, my fellowship, my spirit creatures who overstand me, spearheads who are here joining me of God's ever-advancing creation. It says, we have entered the world of the spirit. What does that mean? Well, that means in the spirit world, I help people wanting nothing in return. This is very radical. No money, no nothing, free. What I was so freely given by this beautiful fellowship, free. You know, just the other day I was saying to someone, God, I could be a life coach. And a lot of time I throw that stuff in extra when I sponsor people with action items, because I've been here a long time. And it's all free. See, in the spirit world, you help people wanting nothing in return. It's really radical. And in the normal world, and I put quote unquote normal world, because my addict life, my alcoholism, disease-filled family life is my only normal life. So in this normal world, I'll help you, but I want something in return. I want you to make me feel better. A lot of the time, because I worship money, I want your money. I want your validation. And at the end of my addiction, I wanted any hot body in my bed. You understand, it got real ugly. And I'm not talking my children, because those don't suffice at that point. I want some strange man in my bed, and if he belongs to you, even better. Because I want something in return. I can't differentiate the true from the false in the normal world. In the spirit world, I can intuitively know how to handle a situation that used to baffle me. See, this is really radical. Our book says, in the spirit world, I grow in understanding and effectiveness. My need to be right doesn't matter. Right now, live, real-time experience, strength, and hope. I said I started this podcast out with, I'm in rooms that I probably shouldn't, I don't, if you want to say like, do I qualify to be in the rooms of AA? Well, I'm not an alcoholic, but I don't need to be suffering the disease of alcoholism. Isn't it? Like I'm a lunatic. I'm on page 52, the dry drunk, the bedevilments. I'm swinging from paralyzing fear to homicide and suicide every single day, sober. And so our beautiful big book, because I love this Bible for survival, says to me, and I've said it many times in the long form third tradition, anyone suffering the disease of alcoholism is welcome here. We deny nobody. And in the vision for you, because see that chapter, the vision for you is where we are in the spirit world, where it says on page 159, 160, anyone and everyone interested in a spiritual way of life is welcome here. What does it mean to be in a spiritual world, in a spiritual life? It means I help people wanting nothing in return. This is very radical. I'm a servant for the layman out there. That means I'm a servant. I work together. You ever watch a pile of ants? I don't know who the leader is in those piles. Ooh, and they're scary too. I just look at them. I'm like, ah! But they're there. They're all working together, serving each other, not like fighting to the front of the line to get there first or to get my accolades, to get you to like me more, something more from you that I can take. Don't you see what I'm doing for you? Don't you see what? No, you're doing it, Nikki, so you can arrange the people, places, things in your life because you love to play God. I'm a radical servant in the spirit world. I want nothing. This does not happen overnight. See, our book tells us so many warnings, so many truths, so many visions for us in the spirit world. You know, as we began here, I got on here and I couldn't remember, like, and I said to Justin, can the humans see us? Because we're in this webinar recording. And Justin said, yes, they can see us. It's like, I'm not a human. I don't want to be called a human. I have a friend in program, Miss F, if you're listening. That's her last initial. I'm like, don't call me a human. I'm a spirit creature. She called when she texts me, hi, earth angel, non-human. How are you today? Now, if I say that to the people out there, they don't understand what I'm driving at. Talk to the right people. I need to speak to other spirit creatures, other intelligent agent spearheads of God's ever advancing creation. This is so like, it's beyond my comprehension. In the doctor's opinion, on XXVI, it says, though we work out our solution to what? To a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. On a spiritual as well as an altruistic plane. See, I Googled the word. I'm smart and this book makes me smarter. Let's go there. What the hell is altruistic plane, says Nikki. I Googled it. And this wasn't today, a long time ago, because I need to know what these words mean in my book. And it means unselfish concern for others, right? I'm only devoted. I'm devoted to the welfare of others. See, I was forced into this by my power during COVID when I lost my 6-figure job at Canada's largest hospital and I had to work for free. Full stop. I mean, my power loves me that much. My book tells me it's a loving, all-powerful God. And I keep close to it. And I only perform this work well. I don't do it perfect. Ask any of the people who know me. I have to continue to grow in effectiveness and understanding. This is not easy. See, I have to have unselfish concern for everybody. But Nikki, I hate them. Nikki, he's been slandering and gossiping me in the rooms, and I have to love him. I'm going to give a radical example, and I love to do it live in person, and I get real weird with it. And people who know me know I've tapped a source of power, and I don't know where that power takes me sometimes. But my last talk said, see where religious people are right. And this is where I strive to go, Justin. There's a radical Jew named Jesus, because this is a history lesson. We're just going to tell a little story. And I don't care if you believe this radical Jew. And he's been brought up, and they're all like, you say you're the son of God. You say you're the king of the Jews. What do you have to say for yourself? And this guy, when I've seen it reenacted in a movie, he just stands there and says, if that's what you say I am. That's what living in the spirit world looks like for me. Because Nikki stands up, and in 2023, when I say I am the daughter of the king, when I stand and say I have touched a source of power, when I stand up and say I'm a spirit of God's ever advancing creation and nothing can touch me, I'm all the way up. You guys go, oh, that's cool. That's true. That's what the book says. But take us back 2,000 years ago. I'll be burned at the stake for being a white witch or some black witch or some whatever you want to call it, right? Some crazy lady. And so I am the daughter of the creator of the universe. And you can say what you want about me. And you can say anything at any time. And guess what? What the spirit world looks like is I say, if that's what you think I am, how can I serve you? Thy will, not mine, be done. See, I have a friend, and I'm going to say it. We're in recovery. I have a friend, and I'll call her. And I'll be like, this person was talking about me. She's my sharing partner, blah, blah, blah. And she'll be like, Nikki, you want me to cut a bitch? And I'll be like, we don't do that anymore. And we joke, whatever. She comes from the streets, and I love her. Hopefully she'll hear this. And we joke, and it's like, and then instantly we laugh and we go, let's pray together. Let's pray for this sick person, Nikki. And she'll sometimes, I have other friends heal sometimes, and people will pray over me. And I'll have to forgive that person because I entered a spirit world. I'm not allowed to gossip and slander. I'm not allowed to wish anything but for that person to have exactly what I want and more. I'm even to go and wash that person's feet if that was acceptable in 2023 and dry it with my curly hair. I want to be that radical because the book, Justin, says I'm to have a radically changed attitude that God will show me how to have, that these principles of forgiveness, of love, of tolerance, this is not easy. This isn't easy. When I'm hurting and I'm in pain and I'm afraid to go back and I'm afraid to do this and I'm afraid of what's going to come. But Nikki, the book says God will do for you. You're in a spirit world. Smash the idea that you're like anyone else, says my brain, because it's a working part of my mind. It's real radical stuff. My friend who's here right now, she's actually a sponsee. She's adorable. She goes, Nikki, I want to come up and meet you. And Justin, I always have people, I'm like, if you want to come to my house, you got a bedroom in the basement, just come, and you got your ensuite bathroom. She's literally at Cameron's house. One of my, Cameron F., he does the workshop. Everybody kind of, if you know me, you know him. And he spoke on here about relapse. And I think he's episode number 2 or 3. And I sent her over there now. I said, you don't need to sit on this meeting, but go and hang out with the guy who's helped me. And I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, I know what it was. She came here and I said, come and enter the spirit world with me for the weekend. Come and stay here with me. Come and serve. What does it look like? I mean, yeah, it'd be great to go to Niagara Falls. We don't have time because Saturday we're serving the community for the homeless meal. That's what you can do. Come here. She's from Georgia. She's got a cute little accent. I love American accents. And come and be in the spirit world. And guess what? You're going to work all weekend and we're not going to get anything but love and joy and peace and serenity back. Free I want you to come and see what it's like to live in the spirit world. It means that I have an agape love for everybody and everything. See, if you don't know what your purpose is in life, if you're listening and you're going, what the hell is Nikki talking about? In order to get here, I had to work a 12-step program. I have to work all 12 steps every day, all day. I have to open up my house, my life, my emotions, my feelings. I have to share my experience, strength, and hope. I have to tell you how I formed a relationship with the creator of the universe who will solve all my problems. Oh, this is where I was going with Mandy. Sorry, my sponsee who's here visiting from Georgia. And she said, Nikki, did you prepare for the talk? And I said, all week I've just been thinking about what it's like to live in the spirit world. I can't write it down. I got to feel it, isn't it? That's what she asked me. Are you prepared for your talk? And I said, every day I've been asking people, what's it like for you to live in the spirit world? Called in my other sponsor, Bill W. You guys know I've been with him for a long time, and it's not Bill. It's not the one in the book. It's an Asian guy with the last name, and I won't say it. Any blah, 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 blah. And I called him right before. I said, tell me, Confucius. He's like, Confucius, I want a 1-minute answer because he'll hold me hostage on for 5 hours. What does it mean for you to be in the spirit world? And we talked about it. About in the spirit world means helping people wanting nothing in return. Free. In the normal world, you want something in return. You want money, you want validation. And it was like, let's go talk about it, Nikki. And then we'll chew on it after because someone will message me about the spirit world and I'll be, let's talk about it. See, this is where I live. My thought life. I don't live in that world anymore. I live in a thought life. This is real radical, simple, but not easy. Justin, when you said I've been in here since 2012, it's like, whoa. And there's my new slogan, everybody. Please borrow it. Take it to your rooms. Lifestyle for a lifetime. But Nikki, it's one day at a time. Yes, one day at a time. We wake up and we smash the idea upon awakening. Midday focus when we retire at night, all day, every day. Carry this message, smash the idea. Our real purpose is to serve God's people. Our real purpose. Why do you exist? This is see, I thought it was for a big house, tight ass, people worshiping me, goals. You understand that those goals, that's all God. God will do. It doesn't say God might do. Oh, or if you're in the rooms of AA, because I don't remember hearing it in Al-Anon or in SLA, and they don't read it in CA. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, that poem. Yesterday, the book says is my greatest asset, so I don't even go there. The book says, today, may you find him now, so I'm here now in the spirit world, right now, right here. Nothing exists before. Everything brought me to this moment. And tomorrow, I think the poem, I don't even have it because I ignore it, says, we don't know what tomorrow will bring. My book says, I have tapped a source of power. God will do for me. I will know a new freedom. I will recoil from it like a hot flame. I believe my book. My friend Tom Cruise believes a Scientology book, but I'm not in Scientology. I believe my big book. My other friends, my pastor believes his Bible. That's great. My rabbi believes his Torah. My Muslim cousins, they believe their Quran. My Buddhist friends believe all the readings of all that. My friends who follow my yoginis believe they lay on their mat and it works for them. But for me, I'm in a 12-step program and I believe my book. So if you want to enter the spirit world with me and Justin and my other friends that are on here, and I'm not going to touch the screen to see how many people because I might touch a button. I've only got my phone. I'm going to get a computer one day, God willing. See, in the spirit world, when something happens and you go, who's going to help me with my, because God will change things for you. And it'll be like, oh no, this has happened. Who's going to help me? Then you get a Justin B and you're like, oh my God, I got a podcast. You're like, what's going to happen? I don't have a job. And then God's going to say, Nikki, you just sit still. What's going to happen when my prime minister says, you're never going to get on a plane again because You didn't follow the government mandates. And I just got home from Europe last month and I got upgraded to first class for free. I can't write this. This is not a movie script. You know, the revolution will not be televised. It's happening right here in my bedroom. Me and God. This is where I get in the spirit world. I look at my boyfriend, who I will eventually marry, and I look at him and I say, I love God more than you. And he looks at me and says, I love God more than you. And we laugh and we know that's true. Full stop. What's it like to live in the spirit world when your children aren't behaving or they're grown adults and you're going, I'm worried about a grown adult. And I'm like, a grown adult, God will handle it. What's it like to live in the spirit world when you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow? You look and you say, I trust God. Very simple, but not easy. Was I here even, Justin, was I here when we recorded, I don't know, episode number 7? Because we're at 199 now. That's a big F no. I was not, friends. This is every day towing the line. And then the consciousness of my belief is sure to come to me, says my big book. Sure, without a doubt, 100%. I like to read this because I love to read the big book. Let's read this. What's it like and I don't do this perfectly, but here's the cool. In the spirit world, I'll get all like, oh, I wish you could see my face. I'm making my dogs always, arr, arr, I'll get all, arr, little pit bull. But I only live there for a minute in the spirit world because then I can easily get back to this page on page 13. I can test my thinking real quick by my new God consciousness within. I love this line. See, common sense would thus become uncommon sense, where me and my friend are like, do we hire a hitman? Now we're like, let's get on our knees, pray, and let's figure out how to serve this person. And then, Nikki, you are never to talk about this person again outside of you and me. Can you do that, Nikki? Keep it here. And then can you stand tall as God's people and do what needs to be done? Can you go, if that's what you say I am, what you think of me is not my business. That's a spirit world. Can you take your friend out, enjoy a nice lunch, and not worry about, oh my God, I spent this minute, and just go, God will provide, don't worry about it, and just enjoy that moment without going, Because my fear of money is crazy. And that doesn't mean you go out and start charging credit cards and ordering caviar and sparkling water. No. It means you trust God, clean house, and help others. Simple. What's it like to live in the spirit world? I don't want anything in return. What's it like in the spirit world? It means you have made a commitment that you never get a day off, that you're here. If you're a real addict, if you're just here and you've had a bad month or a bad day or a bad decade and you don't think, get someone to qualify you, work one-on-one, go through this book and qualify and see if you are a real addict. What does that mean? That means once I start, I can't stop. I can't control the amount of anything I take. And remember, our behavior patterns vary. So what Justin ingests mentally, physically, and spiritually may not be my drug of choice, but we have both lost everything. We are both beyond human aid. And once we start, we can't stop. So this is real radical stuff. If you qualify like we do, then you're suffering from a spiritual illness. And I'm going to go here real quick too. I don't have any more minutes, but I want to get to questions too, Justin. I think I've got a couple more minutes. 3 more minutes. Okay, perf. Which is short for perfect. Which is page 133. Nikki, I've got ADD. Nikki, I've got bipolar. I know my friends, and I believe them, are neurodivergent. I've heard this term lately, and I trust it, and I believe them, and I love them, and I respect them. But I want to go here before you go on to those things. It says, we are convinced And my line out says convinced means no doubt whatsoever that a spiritual mode of living is the most powerful health restorative. And if you're really living a spiritual life, and I have to ask, like, some people, I'll take them and I'll say, you've tried everything. Okay, really? Have you? Because are you really living, and have you tried it for a while? Because this doesn't happen overnight. You know, November 19th, we're giving Cameron, and this is how the program works. I was never going to speak to him again 3 months ago. Now I've got my friend visiting, and I'm hosting his 20-year medallion, because this isn't an overnight matter. That's what, this is where we go. I've been here, it will be 12 years in February, because I'm a true love addict, and I came in on Valentine's Day. Oh, I'm crying in mascara, and I'm getting all weird down my face. A spiritual mode of living is the most powerful health restorative. Have you really tried a spiritual mode of living? And that's a yes or no answer. That means we turn all things over. Have you really gotten humble and STFU? Have you really obsessed about gratitude? Have you really thrown yourself harder into helping other people? Have you forgiven everything and everyone, including yourself and your government and the world, including God? Have you really accepted everything on life's terms? I mean, I could go on and on. Have you been generous? I'm sorry, I got into a zone. I was just trying to see my workbook in my face. Sometimes I can, I can see the big book, so I close my eyes. If you're not here and you're listening to me on your ears while you're running, I don't know, in the hills, the Swiss Alps, I'm sitting here getting all weird. My shirt says, service is sexy. And it is. Living in the spirit world is the most sexy thing I've ever done. Living a spiritual life, wanting nothing in return, is the most purposeful existence. This 50-year-old woman who was going to kill herself and kill all others. I can't imagine my life, Justin. I don't even know what to say except thank you, God. Thank you, God. Boop, boop, be-doo.